history and the state of marijuana and the state of the cannabis in the state of Colorado. Mr. Dane, the floor is yours.
What's up, Brock? Thank you for having me in again tonight. I wanted to talk a little bit about medical marijuana in schools. There's a recent House Bill, 1373, that could loosen the law for students with medical cannabis prescriptions in the state of Colorado.
Wow.
Right now, medical cannabis is legal in 23 states, 3 of which it's legal for adult use over the age of 21. And out of those states, only 2 currently allow medical cannabis in school or allow parents to come to school to administer medical cannabis, and those are New Jersey and Maine, interestingly enough. But Colorado could soon join the ranks of those states with this new House bill. Right now, it's up to the district to allow parents to administer medical cannabis to children. A lot of children in the state have medical marijuana cards for epilepsy. It really helps to curb their seizures, and there's a few other ailments that it's prescribed for currently. And right now, the only school district entertaining the idea is District 49 of Colorado Springs. So this House bill, if passed this year, could allow students and parents to have access to medical cannabis in schools throughout the states. I think that's really cool. This bill would allow the nurse actually to administer the medical cannabis to the child, so the parent wouldn't actually even have to be present. So that's really neat.
That is rad. It seems to me that the areas that are entertaining this are the more conservative parts of the country.
Yes. Yeah, it's really interesting. And I think it's just, parents are becoming more aware of medical cannabis and its uses. And when they see something that helps their child, usually most biases go right out the window and opinions and minds are changed. And that's what we see here in Colorado. 1 or 2 moms maybe a few years ago would start using medical cannabis for their children, and that has exploded in the last 3 years. The word has gotten out, and a lot more children are using medical cannabis to help ease some of the suffering from their ailments.
Do you have any knowledge of what percentage seizures are curbed by the use of medical cannabis?
I don't have any exact numbers in front of me, but a lot of the testimonies, I do film cannabis testimonials as a part of my career, and a lot of the parents say that the seizures would be persistent up to 12 times a week, and with the cannabis oil it can be curbed down to maybe 3 times a week. So my estimate would be about an 80% reduction.
That is radical. That is incredible.
Yes.
Even half would be remarkable, but 80% is phenomenal.
Yes, and this is what's causing so many parents in states like Kentucky even, or Tennessee, really, really conservative rural states, to look at cannabis oil for children. And this has brought online a lot of CBD laws in certain states where medical cannabis is still illegal, but you are allowed to administer a CBD-based medicine to your child. So it's very interesting.
That is awesome. Yeah, especially states like Kentucky.
Yeah, you'd figure they'd be one of the last states to come online with a system like this, but they actually have a really strong hemp presence in Kentucky too, so there's a lot of knowledge about hemp and hemp farming in that state.
That's awesome. Really, really cool to hear that some of the states are opening their minds up.
Yeah, I like it. And Colorado, since in the last 3 years, we've seen a big change just socially across the board. DUIs are down, violent crimes down 6% since this time last year. Theft, just a lot of small petty crime, I feel like maybe is being addressed more by the police, or just people are in a different state of mind these days. They don't want to be committing those crimes.
Crime rate's down. I mean, wow, that's awesome,
And taxes are up. I mean, the state is in the black. We're one of the only states recently to do that, and a lot of it is from the tax revenue. Last year we collected more money from, more taxes from cannabis sales than alcohol sales, which is sets a precedent, I believe, going forward.
That is a precedent. It is wonderful. But still, we're one of the most expensive places to live in the country.
Yeah, with the addition, we've seen a lot of more people move here, and in 2012, the housing market is definitely, the rates have increased, specifically in the Front Range in Denver, Fort Collins.
House prices and rents are going through the ceiling.
Yeah, that's why I live out here in the mountains with you, Brock.
Yes, Dane, I know. Hey, that's a great piece of a chunk of knowledge you've shared with us.
Thank you. Yeah, I just wanted to get that out there today, let people be aware of what's going on in their state. Once again, that is House Bill 1373, and it passed the legislative committee, and now they're going to start debating this in session and see whether or not they want to pass this bill or not.
And I think genuinely it'll pass.
Me too, me as well. I do believe. We've also seen House Bill 12. There's 1284 that passed for regulations, and then there was one more, and I forget the number off the top of my head, but it also allowed for medical cannabis use while on probation, which we are one of the only states that does that. I know California does that as well. And the whole precedent was if you are allowed to use opiates or other prescribed medications on probation, then you should be allowed to use a doctor-prescribed medical marijuana regimen as well.
When you say probation, you mean criminal probation?
Probation that has nothing to do with cannabis. So if you went to jail for selling, 10 pounds of cannabis, you'll have that right denied. But if you're on probation for something misdemeanor and something that's not generally drug related, they will grant that access.
Very interesting. Very interesting note.
Yeah.
Wow. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you taking your time to come down as a marijuana specialist to share with us your knowledge and do the Stonehenge segment of this great show.
Thank you, Brock. Thank you for having me, and I enjoy doing this. So,
yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I had my hats off today. A positive force in the marijuana industry in the state of Colorado. And a pretty good guy and an awesome resident of Clear Creek County. We're going to return to our music venue, and thank you for listening to KYGT this fabulous Thursday night.
boom. I was going to shout out my YouTube channel, but I'll do that next time.
Go ahead next time. Go ahead now, after this tune.
Alright, cool. Alright, guys, that's been it. Another Brockalicious 360 special here down at the GOAT. I put this on the internet, too. People love it. Thank you for having me, Brock. It's been a lot of fun.
It's always a pleasure, man. Thank you for coming.
And thank you guys for tuning in. Cheers, world. Peace.